Do you think because we swapped sides, they won't know that we recorded these two together? Good
We're back.
morning. We're back. Welcome to Let's Be Frank. We are chatting about work-life balance. In fact, the title of this podcast is Work-Life Balance is Bullshit.
Yes. Why is it bullshit?
I actually typed that phrase into Google yesterday, and about 30 articles with that title popped up, all written by different people, but I'm sure all stemming from someone who said it first. I don't know who that person was, but...
Did you read any of them?
I opened a couple and skimmed them.
And what was the kind of general message? Or
The general message, which I agree with, is that you're basically saying that work is the one aspect separate from everything else in your life. Which makes no sense, because I think there was one article which I noticed which said that by calculating the hours you spend at work and the average amount of years you work and whatever, you spend how many? It was 125 days. That sounds too low. But anyway, the total was something very high that you actually spend at work. And if you think about how much time you spend at work on a normal week or a normal month, I mean, it's such a huge part of your life. So why do you separate just that one aspect from everything else?
yeah, it's terrible.
It just makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know the origin of it. I don't
Yeah.
know who coined the phrase first, who started talking about work-life
Yeah.
balance. But as you pointed out, it's absolute bullshit. There's no ways that you can separate the rest of your life from
Yes.
work. In exactly the same way that you can't take your work home with you. You know, you go home after a day's work. There's no ways that you can shut off completely and say, I'm not going to think about this, or you know, I won't be excited by something that happened or something that we're working on, or I'm disappointed with something.
Yeah.
It's absolutely part of who we are.
Or you hear of couples that kind of make a pact not to talk about work at home, and you think you're really excluding such a huge portion of your life from that person who's supposedly so important to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
so one of the things which I think people get upset about when people say work-life balance is bullshit is, oh, so you're trying to infiltrate all of my leisure time and whatever, but I don't think that that's the case. I think it's that you need balance in your life, but not just in those two aspects, work and life.
It's balance.
In everything.
It's balance.
Yeah.
When we talk about it's bullshit, it's not about trying to get people to spend more time at work or get people to take work home.
Yeah.
It is about understanding that we need to get that balance right.
Yeah.
In the same way that we spoke about the baseline that you got to get right, and the effect that the things that you do outside of work will have on your ability to do your work properly.
Yeah.
And reality is we're all doing a job because we want to get some fulfillment out of it.
Yeah.
The salary is an important part of it.
Yeah.
But that's not really why you're doing it. And if that is the reason why you're doing it, then we all know you should go and look at doing something else.
Yeah.
Where you actually get that fulfillment.
Yeah.
Because if you're miserable at work all the time, you'll be miserable at home.
Yeah.
You'll get the Sunday night blues, and your Monday mornings you'll spend in the fetal position crying, you know, that sort of thing. And that's not what we want. So what's extremely important for us is just for people to really have meaning in their life outside of work.
Yeah.
And have lots of fun, and have great relationships, and have hobbies and interests and so on.
Yeah.
Because that will spill over into their work.
Exactly.
That will bring that creativity that we want, that will bring the laughter and the joy, which I hope that some of it is caught here in the background.
Yeah.
That come with sharing some of that with your colleagues. And as you quite rightly pointed out, then kind of taking that home into your relationships outside of work as well.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we believe that work should be fun. We want you to have such a positive experience here at work that you take some of that home as well and start applying it into the other things that you do.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've spoken about it when we've spoken about our blueprint before, that that's a very huge, well, we're a team, but we're a team made up of individuals. So we've got those two enablers in our top line of our blueprint, which is supporting a better you and supporting a better you. So the better you is the individual, and I think that's why we encourage people to have that balance and to do things outside of work that give them energy, and we talk about our triangles as well, give them the energy and the fulfillment and revitalization and all those things. But then we've also got supporting a better you, which shows that FiveFriday, we, the company, the colleagues, everyone else is supporting you in things not just at work but outside of work too.
Yeah.
So we talk about it quite a lot with diet, health, exercise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's really important that to acknowledge that we're made up of individuals and we want people to have balanced lives, because it does translate into the productivity and
balanced and amazing lives. Amazing, fun-filled,
happy
lives. And yeah, like I said earlier, you know, when you have enjoyment in one area of your life, it will definitely spill over into other areas of your life. I absolutely love hearing about things that people do outside of work.
Yeah.
And then I always look for those connections to try and see how does that translate into what you do at work. You know,
well, I think people will remember that from Dakota's podcast about cosplay, Heinz one about his gymming, Jason's one about his graffiti, and Mbali's. I mean, we've had so many of our colleagues chatting about the things that they do outside of work and how that translates into their work life.
And we want more of those.
Yeah.
So please put up your hand. Come join us. Chat to us what you do outside of work. What interests you. It really is fascinating, and it helps make us function better as a team.
Yeah, I can't wait for some of the guys. I mean, I know we've got some musicians, some violinists, we've got some petrol heads, we've got some artists. I mean, we've got all sorts. Yeah. That work here at FiveFriday, and that's also one of our values is what's it? It's okay to be a little weird.
Yes.
Cherish our individual uniqueness, and I just think that it's so great that we've got such incredibly different and fun and entertaining people working here that we can learn so much from.
Yeah, absolutely. So work-life balance is bullshit.
Does anyone agree or disagree? Let us know. If you disagree, we respectfully disagree with you back. No, I'm just kidding. But we'd love to have a conversation about what you think about work-life balance, and comment or chat to us personally.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.